Other than that, I still owe you guys some of what you gave me for what you do during your downtime, but now I know you can't change it to suit things you learn later. Who was that? That was Will. And if you told me you were doing anything that will come up during the campaign, I will just bake it into my lesson plans. Jesus, my session plans, and I can get you some of that when it's applicable.
Sounds good.
See, I did start responding to some of you individually on things you started. Will, I believe you need magic items given to you for what you crafted.
The goggles of night for whoever wants the pair.
I'm a human.
I don't think I crafted anything else.
And I don't think I have some already, so I will take them if nobody else needs goggles.
And I would have had time to make enough for the whole party. I just didn't know how many people needed it.
Fair enough.
So basically, if you don't have night vision, you now have an item that gives you night vision.
Only if you ask for it right now, though?
Yeah, only if you ask for it
right now.
We don't have any fate points to spend.
Yeah, I ask for it right now because I lent Simon the pair that I typically had. So.
Gotcha.
Sean, it looks like you have not yet requested your +1 item.
Oh. Okay. I thought that I had. My bad. In the long ago. Okay. Well...
in which case I have not yet assigned it to you. So which item should that be?
I think that I would probably just do the Great Axe +1.
Okay. I think this only affected Alex, but I forgot this feature existed until he accidentally remembered that it was there. When you level up in FantasyGrounds, remember to open the class library icon thing and then drag the level or drag the class into your character sheet. And then it will give you, it'll take care of your hit points automatically and prompt you for all the decisions you need to make for that level. You've got a million things. Simon, what was your +1 request?
Light crossbow.
Okay, you do have that, I believe. Remember, FantasyGrounds has a fancy little indicator to show whether something is worn or not. It's the bag versus the shirt icon on your inventory.
Right.
Okay. How do I drag stuff into the hotkeys section?
I don't use those, so I can't help you.
I think you can just drag and drop.
I thought I could too, but it's not working. Okay.
You need to drag, like, the roll itself.
I think it depends.
Or the damage.
Like, sometimes you can drag and drop like a note into it. I think it might. I don't know. Depends what you're dragging and drop.
I'm dragging the roll into it, but it's not working. Okay. Oh well.
Damn it, Will. Welcome back. Will, what was your +1 request? There was a chat was moving real fast at one point, so I may have lost track of some of these when that happened. Will?
I don't actually know how to apply the ASI.
Hold control and mouse wheel scroll.
Oh gosh. Alright. Well.
You're right. I was extremely mad when I found that out.
Yeah, I feel like we we found some amazing control related, like a hotkey or like a key plus wheel based thing last time too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I never forgot it once I learned it. It's just
Yeah.
that is never a convention I've seen anywhere else in 30 years.
It's a very interesting one.
So, very interesting Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah.
Will, are you with us?
Strength con. Yeah, I'm just giving myself more strength. Seems like the easy way to do things. We cannot hear Will.
Jackie, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Can you see
To
what's
start.
wrong with
I
Will?
can- Yeah, hold on.
Thank you.
Okay, I think I'm set. I've
Okay. He can hear everyone, but we can't hear him. He said he sent a message.
Where?
Sorry. That's a good question.
Oh,
I'm
in the
currently-
notes channel. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that.
not worth my time. Get that shit out of here.
So you heard me, but you did not answer my question, which was, what was your +1 item? I may have not waited long enough for you to rejoin for your Discord to catch up or whatever.
Let me. He's typing. Good question.
Okay.
Let me get some water restock real quick. I think
Yep.
we are slowly ramping up speed here. Ooh.
Well, that's a really finicky search. I was trying to find the heavy crossbow, and it did not want to give it to me. Okay, there you go.
Hey Ben, I have a question.
I have an answer.
Alright, so the studded leather the +1 armor that you gave me, when I wear it, it puts my AC up to 15, which seems too high. So I just wanted to make sure there was something.
All right, let's check on that. All right, I have put on your studded leather. Your base should be 13. 12 for the armor, +1 for the enhancement bonus.
Test. Test.
Welcome back.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. So, yep, I think I'll do the crossbow. +1 means +1 to attack, right? Not damage.
It is both.
It is both. Oh, okay, cool.
Yes. Yes.
There we go. For some reason, Fantasy Grounds allows you to equip multiple pieces of armor, so it was giving you 2 AC from the hide you had as well.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So that would be a reason, everyone, to give a once-over on your equipped versus carried icon in your inventory. I'm surprised it lets you do that.
I'll be honest, guys. It feels kind of like coming home. It's like, oh, I'm so familiar with all these numbers and what these items are.
Yeah. So since I now have a grade X +1, I would probably sell my normal grade X.
You would probably return it so that other people in your community can benefit from goods you no longer have use for.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. That's why I was bringing it up, to make sure. Okay.
Sorry, you can't sell it, but I think the expectation is you would return things you are no longer using.
Yep. Yeah, the drag and drop section of Fantasy Grounds is just not working for me as far as the hotkeys go. Oh well.
That stinks. Yeah, because I just dragged and dropped a weapons roll, and it was able to save it.
Yeah, I'm able to grab stuff from your abilities tab as well, Sean.
Yeah, no, I can grab stuff just fine. I can grab
It
stuff
just won't
just
stick.
fine. It just I roll it over the empty 2 and empty 3 slot that I made, and it just doesn't stick. It just acts like a dead roll.
Sad.
Strange.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Did you update?
Yeah, I updated. It's always been kind of finicky for me, where it's kind of been difficult to put stuff in there, but I windowed it instead of full screening it because that's worked in the past and still didn't work. But oh well, nothing major. Might be a little bit slower rolling than I used to be.
It's pranking you.
I'm also going to give back my crossbow. Well, it's more like I upgraded my crossbow, so I'm not really getting rid of my old one. It's just now the +1.
Real quick feature check for me. Do you guys see the dice I'm rolling in the thing?
Yes, they
I
are.
see shadow dice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the
Sorry,
results
I mean, do you
are.
see the you do not see
No,
the results?
I do not see the results. I simply see that dice have been rolled.
Nothing happening in chat currently.
Nope.
Interesting. Oh well.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's not super important to me that I be able to show you a roll that I made.
You're not even trying to hide it. Uh-oh. I wonder. Oh well.
Yeah, I pretty much never don't use a screen, so to speak. Alden, I believe you should be missing one set of summoning salts, or did you already decrement that?
Yes. I used one of the 4.
Okay.
I think in the parentheses it says what I have left. Yeah, I still have fire, earth, and water. I used the air elemental.
Cool. All right, thank you for staying on top of that. Oh, I forgot to slip something into that note, Alex.
Uh-oh.
No, this one's a good.
Oh. Oh.
Why do I have pearls? I think we need that for a spell.
You definitely do.
So I feel like it's like a resurrection spell or something. Anybody know why we got pearls?
It sure won't be necessary later. Don't worry about it, bud.
I didn't really write that to be shared verbatim, so are you roughly comfortable with the content and then also being able to share all of that stuff?
Let me ask one question, like Encyclopedia Brown, and then I'll have the answer.
Oh god.
Okay. I don't understand the reference, but go ahead. I'm sure I can handle it.
It was like when you were 3 years old, kids' first puzzle books, basically.
Yeah, the answer to every riddle was oh, the rooster doesn't realize it's sundown, so it crows anyways. Moving on.
I feel like I understand less than I did before.
That's what we're doing. Right?
That's a spoiler. We're about to be on an Indiana Jones adventure.
Yes, that's a good question, Alex. I think I had originally called the little artifact that Leon carries around the Seeker Lodestone, but someone called it the Waystone when we were doing recaps and stuff, and I like that way better. So it is now the Seeker Waystone.
Oh, okay. The Waystone.
So,
Wait.
so
It's like a wet.
the answer to your question is yes, but also the little handheld you thing got renamed.
Okay.
So there's a little theme going.
Okay. All right.
Do you have notes on what I told you that thing actually does?
Curds and Waystone. I
Okay,
thought I
so
knew.
I'm putting Alex. I have muted Alex. Someone let me know if. I'm kidding.
Not again. I thought I did, and then you asking the question, "Do I know what the Waystone does?" makes me question if I know the answer. It's what we use as a recall device.
Yeah.
Was there something beyond that I'm forgetting?
I don't know.
No.
Apparently, you don't know that it does anything else. So
This is an open question for the party. If you would like to.
The party certainly thinks that's the only thing it does.
Okay.
that was not me. That was not me gaslighting you. There were other things I'm pretty sure I told you it does, but in the intent of remaining self-consistent, unless you remember what they are,
I feel like we tried to use it as some type of
Communications.
No, not communication, but I think we used it to not a tracking device, but I think it might react to other things. I can't remember. I guess we'll have to relearn it because we forgot.
Mm-hmm. Sounds right.
I did not write that in my very brief notes
Sean has the good notes in the
in Discord. Yeah, which I can't see right now.
Yeah, the only time
Rip.
stone is mentioned in my notes in any way is when we find the spires. Alden investigates some and channels energy from the spires, and we get transported back at the end of the most recent session.
Yeah, that's all I recall as well. So if we did other stuff with it, it is lost to the depths of forget me now.
okay.
Yeah. Sorry, that's it.
Clarify
Your turn.
some implementation of that power, both when you teleported to the old world and teleported back. It was a massive drain on the artifact, and it's functionally useless for about a week after either of those behaviors are used.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's like a
Right.
refractory period. Got it.
Okay. Let's see. As part of what the... does that matter for everyone? Not really. Okay. I think we are ready for Sophia's report from Leon.
Okay.
So,
Do you want to set a scene here? Where would I be relating this information?
that's my question for you.
Ooh.
You set this up as the team leader, I think.
Yay.
Little side thing. I know we said that we were going to just kind of go back to normal rules, but I think we still liked flanking rules. Did that come up doing advantage that way, or did we decide?
No one really chimed in on it. So as far as I'm aware, I said they were cool, but I didn't want to make it a commitment thing.
The other thing that I liked, which I just realized in my character sheet, is we did more than one inspiration point at a time based on.
I do plan on keeping that going.
Okay, cool.
That wasn't even on the table to be removed, so I forgot that it wasn't a house rule.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, I'm good.
Okay, so we'll do that. Is flanking a no?
I said that was the easiest one to
keep.
convince me that we should keep, and then no one said
no
anything
one
after
convinced
that.
you. Okay, I'm gonna call that
Let's
a
keep
no
it.
then.
Oh no!
Let's keep it. Let's keep it.
Yeah,
Let's keep it. Let's
I was
keep
gonna
it.
say we'll
Alright.
keep it.
Okay. Sorry.
Cool.
All right. That's the only strong opinion I've heard on it, other than me saying it was pretty easy to keep track of. Okay, we're keeping it. That's it. Sorry. Where were we?
So we were setting the scene for you delivering Sophia's response to your team's report. So I did want it to be set up a little bit, but this is mostly in your hands, I think.
Okay. So it's been 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would imagine I have nothing planned for this, so I'm gonna wing it. Feel free to suggest better alternatives, but
I'm not intending to put you on the spot. Just whatever you want to set up.
And yet you did. No.
I am relieving you of a performative whatever, you know.
You can just list what you said without making it a speech.
All right. Well, no. All right. I don't think I can do a speech on the spot, but I'll try my best to set us up.
It does have to be in Solid Snake voice, though, to be clear.
Damn it! Wait, that's a different
That's
character.
the wrong
That's a
character.
different character.
I know it's a different character.
I'll check on my. Oh, I know you know. I know you. You're well aware. That's a different character. Okay. Let me think. So it'd be 3 weeks, and I think it would be like a. All right, you're all. Congratulations on a successful mission. We'll collect a report from your team leader, and we'll send out a summons in a couple weeks. Right? It's been a couple weeks, and it's time for the summons. So I guess as team leader, I've been given a assessment. I'll call it. It's a little more descriptive than a report. Based on my report. Oh, this is something. I'm sorry. I am a klutz. I should have also posted. Well, my report was more of an outline. But just so that we, at least as players, are all clear. The situation, as I understood it, was Comistri requested that we not delve into the druid-y stuff that we ran into, right?
Yeah.
And Leon is fine with that because he's loyal to the Seekers, but it does seem to be a personal matter, and it seems like the mission of the Seekers, he's convinced himself the overlap isn't enough, although there does certainly seem to be some overlap. It seemed like Comistri's mother and was it Surefoot, the ranger?
Sure Step.
Sure Step, thank you. They certainly seem to know a bit about our situation, right?
Yeah. And to be clear, I'm fine relaying the information she gave us, just not how we got the information.
Yeah, which is fair. And the information that she gave us, I think, was mostly involving like the discordant, unless I botched that up. So the way that report ended up being handed in, just for everybody's reference, is it describes pretty much everything as it happened up until we are in the cave. A necromancer Knoll summons a spirit of some kind, and then just like. According to Leon's report, a dire bear was in the cave and ended up fighting that spirit, and we retreated while that was happening, which is, a large bear. That's basically the truth, right? Not the whole truth, but it is the truth.
A large bear the size of a small bear.
Yes, that kind. I'm sure it's in one of our old world knowledge books. Yes, so then after that, the report basically just glosses over that we hung out with that bear later, and that bear might have been a person. That doesn't come up. And then we go back to town, we get sent out to meet with the ranger, and then we do so, and then the report does say that he mentions the discordant to us, because I think that happened, but Leon's report is not confident that this ranger knew of the Seekers. Although, thinking about it, I'm pretty sure that was the case. So yeah, and then after that, it was just, we went and we found the waystones. No, the waystone is what we're holding. The wayfinding artifacts, the spires that are like giant teleporters. They were pulling magic up out of the ground. This might hopefully sound familiar. The point is, you can see that some little bits have been skipped over in that report. Make sense? Did I do that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Alright. Cool. Hopefully this all sounds familiar and I'm not just like making shit up, right? Little spark of familiarity. Okay, phew. Okay. So what did we get back then? What was the assessment of that report? Thanks everybody for reporting back into this meeting. This will be a quick discussion of our assessment of our first mission into the old world, as I guess we're calling it as of like 30 minutes ago.
I think it's always been the old world.
What's the name? Is it like what do the senators sit on? Is it I guess the Senate? The senators are part of a Senate.
Yes.
Sounds right to me. The Senate's very pleased with our team's work. They particularly wanted to praise Alden for quick thinking and attempting to summon a spirit in retaliation against a foe doing the same. They made sure to make a note of that. Although they do note that I get seems it's best not to allow these summonings to happen, and perhaps we can cut them off faster in the future. Perhaps prevent them before we have to fight spirits from the beyond.
Oh, I wish we had thought of that.
Yeah, that would have been a good one. Think in our brains. Fortunately, it seems nothing else to report on the Discordant or Discordance. Is the Discordant the group, or it says Discordance?
Yeah. A single X follower is a discordant, and then plural add S.
Okay.
So it's just referring to multiple.
So it is a group of them. It is not. So it's not referring to the group, the Discordant. All right.
Correct.
Like,
it refers to a person, not a group, I guess.
Okay.
Much like Seeker and Seekers.
Yeah.
Particularly of note was the wayfinding artifacts that brought us back home. Seems that the Senate is very pleased with this discovery and is allocating more resources within the Nexus into the further discovery and research of those. We have a new mission coming up, though, so let's all prepare for that. Looks like we are heading out to something called the City of Freeman. Gordon Freeman. The City of Freeman. Our goal is to expand our knowledge of the old world, just as we've been doing, but B, be on the lookout for other possible wayfinding artifacts, similar to the one that we discovered on our last mission. We're 1 for 1 right now. Very good success rate, so I have full confidence in us.
Out of game comment, we better meet somebody named Morgan in this area.
Yes. Mayor Morgan.
I feel like you should know me better than that. That will absolutely not be happening.
How to spell Freeman for the note?
Free, F-R-E-E, and then M-E-N, not M-A-N, unfortunately. City of Freeman, but it is one word, as it's listed here. Did I miss anything? Wait. Oh, wait. Actually, I have a question. I should have read this better, Ben.
Yeah, hit me.
Oh, when you say waypoints, I don't know if this is previously introduced.
It was
concept. I assume you mean a
It was lowercase, so it's just referring to the concept in general.
of the wayfinding artifacts.
Yes.
Just calling. Okay. So
Yeah, they don't
the
have
location...
a formal. They don't have a formal name yet.
Okay. Well, I guess they're waypoints now. So the ultimate goal is to learn enough about them to recreate them freely, but for the time being, we'll be looking for existent ones. There's a definite possibility that because they are drawing magic power, they might be already, coveted. They might already be in possession of other groups. So it's probably a good idea that we make ourselves friendly with these groups rather than just trying to approach and take. I don't think we quite have the manpower to take over giant pillars in the dirt. So the idea is diplomacy, something that we are noted for our skills in, I believe. That's not in the report. I'm just assuming.
Hey, in your report, did you mention how we got back in the rooms that we got teleported back into?
I mean, the rooms are in the Nexus.
Okay.
Yeah, they know about it.
Did I get permission to research them?
Yes,
Or
you
no?
did. Sorry,
Okay.
the thing I thought about bringing up and was not is that Comastry also had some interest in those. So I wasn't going to say you guys worked together, but you were both doing that. And it would have been interesting to me which way you chose to collaborate or not there. But yeah, I was going to resolve that later, but since it came up...
I mean, I'm for sure happy to work with people to get more knowledge. I don't think I'd have any issue with that.
I definitely would have worked on my own unless Alvin came and sought me out.
So we'd just be like quietly side by side, like brushing off different hieroglyphs, and like she wouldn't be talking, and I'd be like periodically saying, "Hey, what did you find over there?" And she'd be like,
Are you imagining us in a library or what?
"No, I'm imagining us like at each circle, at each
Oh.
teleportation circle, like."
Yeah, no, I'm 100% in a library looking at books.
Well, I think I'd be going back and forth, like copying down all the different symbols that I saw, maybe doing some experimentation on if I
There
can.
could be some synergy there.
And then I go back to the library to, see if I can find any of the symbols in a book. But I feel like I'd be going back and forth. So I don't know if
Sounds like
Commission
when
was
we
going to be.
got the book thing down, maybe
Yeah.
Alden's wandering back and forth, maybe ferrying some symbols, some rubbings, some.
Yeah.
Whole...
If Commission's going to be that hard to engage, probably wouldn't get anywhere.
I've been there.
Wait, who's been there? You or your character?
Don't worry about it. Next question. Alright.
Well, that was fun.
Ben's taking notes on all of this. He's like, oh, that's what you were doing all these weeks. It's crazy.
Oh, this is what they think. That's substantially more interesting than what I planned.
Hey, whatever works.
I even bumped that one up to size 16 font in my size 11 document. I did get a good thing out of that one.
Uh-oh. Danger. High voltage.
Oh dear. What's that from again? Is that Linkin Park?
No, it's just some band. It was in like a Guitar Hero or Rock Band game. I don't know. The
Oh, you're
band's
just
also
talking
known...
about the mechanic thing?
Oh.
There's like it's like a streak or something that triggers that state. If I'm remembering the one time I've played Guitar Hero right.
Oh no, I was saying High Voltage. That was a song. Sorry. What did you think I was?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said it's Linkin Park, and you said no, it's a Guitar Hero thing. That's not.
No. Sorry. It's not Linkin Park. It's by another band. The only other the song that band. I don't know the name of the band off the top of my head, but their
AC/DC?
best known song is called Gay Bar. Know that one?
I heard Jackie from Will's mic on that one. I love
Yeah.
it.
Oh wait, I just googled gay bar and it's fucking gay bar song, please.
I'm like,
Electric Six is the name. Sorry, I stopped
A little more specific when you Google that.
Yeah, it was like in Indianapolis. I was like, no, on YouTube.
It's also a Linkin Park song, so I'm taking that one.
Okay. All right. The rare double W. You both win off that.
yeah, but Linkin Park didn't have a music video with light up boobs.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
first
that's
problem.
But they do have Gundam models in some of their music videos.
All right. Cutting this one off.
Are you talking about the Transformers videos? Because those aren't Gundam.
No, they have.
Ben knows a Gundam when you see them.
All right,
I wouldn't question him on this one.
It's being funny.
Will's losing inspiration.
I know Ben knows his Gundam. I just look over and see Mind Thrust. I'm like, oh, that sounds dirty. Anyway, I think we're getting a little sidetracked.
No,
so yeah,
us?
did Komichi or I learn anything in our separate individual?
Not without getting it retconned in.
I didn't say I wouldn't work with you. Just saying our methods are different.
Right.
You don't not learn anything. You acquire the knowledge you were looking for, which was to create the other magic artifact, which I don't think you asked for me to put in your inventory yet.
Right, because it's a way for me to infuse items. It's actually like a spell.
Gotcha. Me. It's your okay. That's right. I remember you telling me you were flavoring your artificer thing.
Yeah. So Boots of the Winding Path lets me like infuse a pair of boots. So as a bonus action, I can travel 15 feet away. Kind of like a little short teleport.
Neat.
Yep.
And then if Komichi learned anything, I need to get to that later.
Okay.
Because Ben does not know yet. Right, were there still outstanding items from your meeting with the team?
I think I covered everything on my end. Unless you felt like I choked, Ben, but...
Nope, just didn't want to move past it before we were sure.
Yep, so that's the meeting. That is assessment of our prior job and information on an upcoming one. Everyone please go...
I did have a question on the upcoming one. You said so the goal was diplomacy. Did we have a more specific, goal?
The goal is to secure waypoints. Waypoints meaning giant spires of teleportingness. Yeah. But
we also...
Yeah, go ahead.
We also do just generally have, like, a list of 5...
That's what I was going to say. Your general objectives are always true.
Yeah, we had those, like, before you can start playing the game. But they're on the other half of my boot camp, so I can't pull them up right now. Feels
bad. But Ben has them at hand.
I don't know what Will was referring to, actually.
What? This guy with the... That's what I was just about to say, but I don't know what you're
Well, I was going to say you have, the Seeker's objectives are always to obtain knowledge, which is always on your admission criteria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we had, like, a list of... I think, like, we had one that was kind of more military-esque, and we had
that thing,
ones.
Yeah.
Oh, no. You're thinking of the Civilization 5 win conditions. Come on, man. It's different.
So I think Ben and I are talking about the same thing.
No, we are not.
Oh.
Well, kind of. Some of that got soft retconned.
Oh, okay.
I was trying too hard to make a statement and ended up using more polarizing language than was intended.
Gotcha.
So softened and pulled back a little bit. The Seekers want to reestablish contact with the old world and also just learn things because that's what they do.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. All right, guys. And I've got my own list of personal motives. Hopefully we all have worked on that too. I'm not going to share them with you.
No, I haven't worked on any motives for your character. We've done that.
Hopefully we all have done that, but I'm not telling you shit.
All right. Yeah. What's the next bit of info? Because I've hung out with my sister, my friend Molly. I'm ready to skedaddle. Get out of here.
When you say friend, you hear a disappointed gaze in the distance. You just feel it. Everyone else does, but not you. All right. You guys ready to set off? Final. That's not a big yikes. It's a baby yikes. Just little sad boys.
Regular yikes. Yeah. Leon makes his regular preparations, which involve him having 3 potions of greater healing and 2 potions of healing, apparently.
Damn, son, you're ready.
And no food.
And no food. Why would I need food?
You know,
I'm trying to
rations.
say. Oh boy.
Don't worry, I've got 10 rations. We'll work out.
Oh boy. Let's see. We can move 3 hexes with 1 rations.
Never again. I'm still mad at how they had all those rules set up and absolutely no system behind it to actually make it good.
What system are you talking about?
2 violations map mechanics.
Hmm.
Like, it was 1 hex per day is actually how you move through that adventure. So I'm pretty sure the amount of movement you guys did over that campaign would have been like 10 years game time. And also
God.
like 700 random encounters.
Yeah.
What?
So every hex was a random encounter on 16 to 20 on a d20, which I ended up just being like every 7 hexes ended up being about the same check, and then I just ignored the random encounters half the time. Or like I would roll to see if the random encounter was interesting and ignored it if it wasn't. There's like a second D1000 table or something you relate to after.
Excellent. I love rolling my D1000.
D1000.
I think it was just like a 7 by 100. Like there were 7 columns on a D100 based on the type of tile you stepped in or something.
Nah, you gotta whip out the TI-83. It's got an app.
I mean, if you want D10,000 tables, we can bust out Hackmaster.
You damn right.
I should frame the spell Misfire table from Hackmaster. That would be hysterical.
Nah. The very first time I played D&D, like 3rd edition or whatever, way back in the day, our friend was like, yeah, I played this before. And he was like dungeon mastering for like me, my brother, and another friend. He convinces us, the very first thing we do, we shop, like it's Oregon Trail. We open up the shop, we do some shopping. He says, oh, y'all are going to want some horses so you get there on time. I'm like, oh, shit, okay, let's get some horses. And then he says, all right, so you make it to the dungeon. And I was like, damn it. I didn't need a fucking horse that would have gotten there. So any kind of fucking wandering around, spending rations you want to throw at me, whatever. I've already, you know, you can't hit me any harder. That's it. You can move on then.
All right. I mean, I'm down for more story time with Alex, but we can move on.
No, I gotta ration them out. I've only got like 8 stories, so.
Do you remix them, or is it just a dice roll?
Yeah, sometimes I say they happen to my brother.
Okay.
Move on then, I'm stuck. Listen, I didn't sleep last night, so Ben has to save me here, please.
You could have chosen to not play Left 4 Dead.
No, like, couldn't have, it's legal.
Alright. So, once again, you guys use the Seeker Waystone, and you teleport down to the old world.
Do we get nauseated when we do this, or is it?
Yeah, is there summoning sickness? Can we act on the first turn, or?
You can block but not attack.
Gotcha.
It's disorienting, but you're not affected for any lengthy period of time.
Does anyone enjoy it? Like get a little tingle?
There might.
Tingle?
Like a fetish.
I was gonna say maybe, but not after what you added to your initial question.
Oh no.
Okay.
I have that reaction about 20 times a session with Will.
Well, you gotta like just like take what you're gonna say and cut it in half, and just try the first half, and Ben will probably give you what you want. Yeah.
Okay.
And then once he answers yes, that's when you add the second half.
Oh no! I'm kind of mad because you're absolutely right. That would be way too effective. Okay. So when you come to is the wrong word, but when you gather your bearings, you see that you are not quite on a dirt path, but there's some grasslands behind you, some scattered tree cover here and there. And on the other side, you see a path approaching some city gates. And as you move further away from the grasslands, the ground just becomes dirt, kind of a mess. You can tell that this area is heavily trafficked, and appearance is not like a priority, I guess, of this city. As far as city gates go, it's actually fairly unimpressive. But you see some like caravans moving around, traveling up and down the path. There's some commercial activity happening, people exchanging goods and so on. Which way do you want to head?
Through the gates?
Here. Where are we right now? Have we moved toward the city at all?
I mean, you could, but you don't have to have done so yet. There's like a transition between where kind of the grasslands are kind of reclaiming nature versus where there's a whole bunch of merchant traffic and so on that's really, killed the grass. Like, picture a desire path, except make it just this whole region where people set up camps and campfires and they don't really maintain it. So it looks like outside the city is just like been abused, more or less.
So, is there a significant number of people who are like stationed, like set up camp outside of the gates?
Yeah.
Why don't we try to nonchalantly make conversation with those people first, guys?
That's actually a good idea. I like that.
I'm gonna see if there's anyone tinkering with something that might interest me, and try to strike up a conversation. Maybe they're like working on, I don't know, fixing a crossbow or something else interesting. If there's anybody working on something magical, I definitely am going to talk to them first, but if I don't see that, I'll say let's just talk to somebody who's tinkering, because I like tinkering.
Okay, make a perception check.
While he does that, real quick, is this... I forget the name of the last town. Is this bigger or smaller?
Substantially bigger. The last town was Weil.
Weil, okay. So Weil was like a little like podunk town. So you said this was kind of like not impressive. I got that vibe.
Well, it's
like,
very large, but it's not pretty. It's just like
cobbled together.
I'm trying to think of a real life example of a city that kind of like Indianapolis that's clearly got a lot going on, but does not see the attention to maintenance that maybe it warrants.
Well,
like it's not a priority.
It's like a grid, and I'm kind of picturing like one of those like European cities that just kind of like they just started putting shit down wherever it would fit.
That's definitely a motif here, I think.
Okay. Is this kind of like fantasy European medieval vibe, or if there's like a bazaar, is this like fantasy like Arabian medieval vibe, or just like what's the vibe, Ben?
Alex. All right, so going back to Will's question. I can't answer your question, but you may be able to answer for yourself as you start poking at stuff more.
Makes sense. Fair enough.
Alden, you're looking for things that clearly pique your interest, and as you're doing so, you feel something tugging at... what are you wearing? Alden? What armor?
I think I have a heavy armor on. Give me 1 second.
Chainmail.
You've got a breastplate and a cloak, I think?
Yeah, breastplate and a cloak.
You feel something tugging on your breastplate, like it's pulling down on it. Just seems like something's trying to get your attention.
Ooh! Is there something magnetic?
So as you look down, you see a small grubby hand that's yanking on your cloak and your breastplate, trying to get your attention. It's like, well, hey, mister, you look like you could use a pick-me-up. Thing's the name. Buy one, get one free. New special today. 5 coppers only per drink. Keep you going all day. He starts like vibrating. Starts rummaging through his pack, pulling out flasks and like extending them in your direction. Buy 10, buy 20. I have a frequent members card.
I will take one cautiously and take.
Buy one get one free. You sure you don't want to?
Well, I just want to open it and smell it first.
Okay. You open it and there's like a hiss as you unstop the bottle, and you see the liquid inside start like fizzing, and some of it starts bubbling out of the flask.
I don't know if that's good or bad. Sorry.
As seekers of knowledge, we should definitely ask this kid about his draught here. It definitely seems like it's got something interesting.
I also don't have any money, right?
Correct.
So, well, I'll tell you what. I don't have any money, but I will give you.
He's gone.
2...
He's already gone. Like he's gone to find someone else. You have never seen Little Feet move so fast before.
Damn. Alrighty. Well, there you go. That was interesting. So can I go on to the person I was originally going to?
You don't see anyone with that kind of craftsmanship, I guess. It looks like this place. From your glances around, you see that they're mostly dealing in basic commercial goods. Like there are some nice silks and stuff that you can see. Very little of it are arms and armor, and there's pretty much nothing exotic to speak of. But you see tons of food and other basic goods like textiles and so on.
So in the Nexus, we have silk. We have silkworms and stuff. There's nothing unique here. Okay.
Some of the stuff looks nice, but none of it looks exotic.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm going to turn to the rest of the group and see if they have anyone they want to talk to.
Sounds fantasy European. I don't know anybody here. I don't know anyone I want to talk to, but I'm sure we can look around. We should honestly find anybody and just ask them if this is the city of Freeman.
Should have asked that kid before I told him I had no money.
Should have done a lot of things, but yeah. Yeah, that kid seems full of answers.
He seems full of something.
Yeah, he's full of something, exactly. Thank you.
Accurate.
Listen, I got an empty can of sugar-free Red Bull on the desk, and I'm just gonna say that description sounded pretty familiar. Yeah, are there guards at the gates of this city?
Oh yeah, they're decked out full plate mail. They're wearing some sort of tabard, like they've all got what seems to be some symbol of the guard or the city on it. Mm-hmm. The wall and like the surrounding area looks kind of dingy, but their armor's all very clean. Their weapons appear to be well oiled and in good shape, and so on.
Polished. Usually you'd say like it's like breastplate is polished or something.
Well, you might be able to tell, except that they've got the tabard over their chest armor.
Son of a bitch! I've been outfoxed. All right. Yeah. That is my idea that I'm going to do. I'm going to ask a guard. What? What, Ben? What?
Uma was making noises and they were funny. Okay.
All right. Mm-hmm. Yep. A likely story. Yes. I believe I and anyone who wants to come with me will approach a guard and ask, hail and well met. Is that how we talk? I forget. It's been a while. Is this the city of Freeman we have reached?
You figured that out yourself, and you see him like point to a sign to the right of the city gates with his thumb.
Can I read it?
No. It's kind of like if you, as a person, were to read signs from like the 16th century in Europe, I think. Like, you can tell that they're still using an alphabet that you're familiar with,
Sure.
but you see letters used in combinations that don't make any sense to you. And the odd symbol here and there is just straight up upside down from how you're used to seeing it.
So it's like Spanish or like maybe Russian alphabet, Cyrillic alphabet makes no sense. Or it's like very similar.
No, just
No,
like,
it's still the same alphabet. You just don't. It doesn't mean the same things in this context.
They got like a backwards R and shit. Anyways, it's okay. Spanish then, same alphabet, different words. They got an enye. They got tildes.
I was thinking that too.
Mm-hmm.
wow. That's
So it's because Ben's description was so accurate that he painted a picture in our minds that led us to the
No,
same
I think
place.
Sean was picking up what I actually meant, and I think he was going to interject, but you beat him to it.
No.
like old English, you know?
Never heard of it.
Okay, cool.
Never heard.
Read the Canterbury Tales sometime, you know?
I tried, but it was written in this weird alphabet. We're full circle now.
Moving on to Leon's response
okay.
to the guard.
Okay, I'll feign it then. I'll say, oh, of course, how silly of me. Thank you, sir, and well met.
He gives you, like, the slightest of nods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, it would be overtly rude if he didn't respond, but you may not go away unless he does.
Maybe like a tight-lipped smile. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get the picture. All right. Well, my compatriots, we've mission step 1 successful. We've done it.
What is this, a 200-step program?
Wait, I missed it. Did you ask him if this was the city of Freeman, or did you just nod? Say
Yeah, I
it.
asked him. Yeah, and then he pointed at a sign that we can't read.
Gotcha. My cocktail's already getting to my head.
You know, I respect that. It's a process of 2,000 steps begins with step 1. All right. Okay, Rogar.
No, that was distinctly Sean.
Okay, Sean. Let me see. All right. Well,
Okay, well, I guess we might as well.
we
go
got
in
to
there.
find our way towards some Wayfinder artifacts, I guess. I guess it's time to figure out how we find out information. So, who's got some ideas?
And we can still talk to people.
That's true. I like the sounds of your town.
Either out here, or we could go to a local tavern.
Ooh, the classic.
That's what I've read in all my books.
But we don't have any money.
Right. Shit.
These things do happen. We can spin grand tales of our adventure, but just the one. Grand tale. We can spin grand tale in exchange for ale.
We could also offer, our services as adventurers to the guard, if there's anything out and about nearby.
So he jerks his thumb behind him this time inside the gates and says, check the notice board.
Swag.
Swag. Oh, I like this, the quest board. That's where you get all the side quests. Sure, let's walk in the gates and find out what the city's like on the inside.
Yeah, I'd rather make easy money.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna judge.
Let's I want to make a bet on the street with somebody.
You don't have any money.
What are you betting?
I'm gonna bet one of my nice daggers against like 10 silver pieces.
Okay, let's first find out if there's someone to bet against and what type of game it is.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna make up the game.
First, do the notice board so that Ben has some time to come up with this weird bet thing.
Oh, no, I've already figured out how to handle this one.
Oh, he had the bet planned all along.
He's
walked
ready
right
for
into
it.
his trap.
So you see, let's see. Inside the city gates is mostly dirt and mud. It looks like it may have rained recently, maybe. You see some patches of weeds here and there, but on the whole, the city itself is not paved, although you see signs of some of that further inside. but you find any number of types of people moving around, conducting their business. What kind of person are you looking for to try to pull this trick off on?
You know what? I want to say to the crowd that I'm looking for the fastest of people in the town, and the fastest among you may win one shiny pearl. They only need to put up one gold piece against it.
You feel a tug on the back of your cloak. You were looking for the fastest?
Yes.
All right, what's the game? I can beat you.
If you can, I draw a line in the mud, and then I walk 15 feet away from that line and draw another line.
You're just gonna scam him. You're just gonna scam him.
Yes.
This is our first act of diplomacy.
Yes. If you can travel these 15 feet faster than me, when I say go, then you will win the pearl.
Done deal. And he's already shaking your hand. You didn't even notice, you didn't extend it, but he's already shaking it.
Now I need to see your gold piece entry token first.
He starts rummaging through his pockets. You hear tons of change clinking. He's like, I ain't got a gold piece, mister. But like I said, I got a membership card, and you can get a bundle, a dozen vials in exchange.
I'm not looking for vials. I'm looking for gold. Is there anyone else in the crowd willing to join? And it doesn't need to be one at a time. I'll take everybody at once.
Leon doesn't know enough about scamming to understand what is happening and put a stop to it. But as a seeker of knowledge, he is very curious, and that is why this is being allowed to play out. Carry on.
Yeah, technically, I don't think that Alden has revealed these to any member of the party, so any comments we make are all out of game.
Yeah.
Good point.
Well, listen, I don't know. I, as a player, don't know what the scam is because I've clearly forgotten or wasn't listening. But I know that there is a scam because I have lived in the world longer than 3 months.
So you seem to be attracting some amount of attention, not all of it desirable. You see a group of militiamen that seem to be on break. They look like they were just hanging around. I don't know, the water cooler, except there's no water cooler here. And one of them starts taking off some of his extra pieces of armor. Mm-hmm. He looks a little bit lankier than the rest. And he gets up to come over here, and some of his buddies are clapping him on the back as he makes his way over to you.
Alrighty. Here it is, guys. Are you interested in joining this little venture?
Sure, not a man on the militia can run faster than me. Let's see what you've got.
Alright. Anyone else?
Everyone else is kind of looking at you with pity and like giving you a wider berth.
Alrighty. 1 gold piece, sir. That's all it'll be.
He shows it to you, but keeps it in his possession.
Aww. Lame.
He's not okay.
Alright. So when I'm gonna just choose a random person in the crowd, a young lady. Young lady, when you say go, we will start the race, and we get ready behind the line.
She looks visibly uncomfortable and kind of looks around to make sure that she was the one you were addressing, but just like shrugs and nods.
And then I'm readying an action to use my boots to the winding path to teleport the 15 feet.
Yep. He's doing some stretches in the meantime. Looks like this guy had some sort of previous career that wasn't, just like all muscle heady, like beating up thugs and the like. He pulls up next to you on the line. It gets in like a sprinter's racing stance. And the lady says go.
Boom. Boots to the winding path. 15 feet. Teleport.
Yep. So you see the dude got a brilliant start, and then just like pulls up short and blinks in confusion a few times as he sees you've already crossed the finish line.
1 gold piece, sir. It was a great race, but sometimes the fastest way to travel isn't with your feet.
He's visibly confused, but you see and hear his buddies making a ruckus, pointing at him and laughing and all that. So he doesn't really seem like he follows, but he shrugs and ponies up the gold piece.
Okay. Well, this will be enough for some drinks, guys.
Amazing. Words of your miraculous deed will surely travel among the city of Freeman.
Well, we don't need that to happen.
We've established our presence. This is great.
It's the first treasure I've ever had in my possession.
And a fine use of it you made.
Oh, you know what? This person who just did the race, can I offer to buy him a drink in exchange for him telling me a little bit about the city of Freeman that he protects?
I got to get back on the clock. Sorry, man.
Alrighty. Well, let's go find somebody else. Well, can I at least ask him where the best place to get a drink and hear some tales is?
Depends on who you want to hang out with, I think.
Where would you... give me some options.
You can go down to the docks. Doesn't look like your kind of crowd, but the ale there is cheaper than anywhere else in the city.
What does look like my kind of...
He points back out past the gates.
Oh, shit. Okay. I shrug and say thanks. Okay, guys, where do you want to go? The docks?
Was that the full list of places? Because he said several places and then only mentioned the docks.
He seems a bit salty about the way he got robbed of that coin. Is not more forthcoming after that.
Yeah, sounds good.
He's trying to send us to the docks. Out of character, he's about to get us good. In character, I see, the docks. What it could be. Yeah.
I think I've met my quota of decision making today, so...
Alright, so who wants to start the timer for before that goes false?
Yeah, write down the exact moment that he said that shit.
Yeah, we can hit the docks. The docks. Surely people coming in from I don't know if the docks are like on a river or an ocean or a lake. I don't know what these docks are on, but if there's boats, there's travelers, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I do think we probably just want to, see what the city looks like in general, investigate before we, necessarily have to engage people with conversation on it. Just roam around a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so as you ask around, get your bearings and so on, any advice you get about finding the docks, people just tell you to follow your nose.
Smell like gross fish.
Let's see. There's something of a craftsman's quarter inside the city, in addition
nice.
to the docks. People tell you to watch your step, not go any place. Don't take any back alleys that you shouldn't be in. Stick to the main thoroughfares.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's a mages guild in the city. There's the what's the word? I don't know. We'll just call it the militia's barracks, which is towards the front of the city, near where you are now. And there's also a cleric's quarter, as far as the large features that are in the city. So there's some cursory information you're able to pick up.
So said there's those things are in the city somewhere.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Shona just said they weren't going to go. He didn't want to go straight to the docks, so there's some of what's available, and you can narrow it down from here.
Okay. This is bad timing, but I do have to get up for just a second here.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I mean, if we're walking through the craftsman area, I'd like to see what kind of craftsman they have. Anything interesting? Or just typical armor, weapons?
It's pretty typical. Pretty much what you described. Just functional, like, weapons and armor. There's like some textile looking. If it's very much European, like one master, one apprentice kind of shops. Like they've got their individual sized workshops, nothing real huge, but everything looks pretty mundane as far as the nature of what is occurring in the craftsman's quarter.
Gotcha. In my knowledge of the world, if I have knowledge of this world, and when it comes to like magic items, is that sometimes found with craftsmen, or would that be like within a mage's guild or something if they did have magic abilities?
I don't know that you have offhand knowledge, although some people in the party may have thoughts about those prospects.
Mm-hmm. Did you give me a second inspiration point at some point, or did I do that to myself by accident?
Nope, I did that.
Oh, thanks.
I will probably start tracking them separately, just because when you guys get 5th level, FantasyGrounds does not allow me to give you more than 2. But also, I think it's easier for me to keep track of it than, like you said, those easily misclicked check marks.
Yeah. Okay. While we're in this limbo, could you unlock the notes that you gave me access to so I can change them?
I locked. Let's see.
Like, if you open them, there's in the right upper right hand corner. There's that lock. If you just click it to unlock it.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to own them. I locked them so that you could copy them and then reopen them, but I can also just unlock them as long as you don't mind that other people can see them or edit them.
Yeah, I can't even copy and paste from them right now, so I was hoping to be able to do that.
Okay, I am unlocking them.
Awesome.
Let me know if there's one I missed.
I'll probably let you delete them afterwards, but when I transfer them over.
So I see some are owned by... Okay, so your new stuff is owned by Will. Did you intentionally make team motives public?
I did.
Okay.
I figured that one made sense.
Yeah, I just wanted... Because I see your old ones are owned by Alden, was your previous user account.
Oh, I should have done that. Okay. I wonder if that's the reason I don't have the same access I did. Or not. Yeah, I feel like the campaign history is the one I most want to be able to copy and paste.
Alright, I'm back. Are we schmooving
All right.
Or schmooving some text.
Oh.
Schmoovin'. Swifty. Let's get swifty. All right. So we've seen some other areas of Freeman on our way to the docks. Did we happen to see any bars on the way to the docks before we got there? That might be more enticing.
From the outside, I don't know what makes them enticing to you, but I'm sure you find several such things.
Well, I don't know if I want to continue to walk towards the bad smell if I can find a bar closer. What do you guys think?
I mean, we only have 1 gold piece, so
Yeah.
we'll probably go the farthest at the docks in France.
Yeah. We heard it was the cheapest.
I could try to make it into 2 gold pieces if you wanted me to.
Rogar looks away.
I assume word gets around. Nobody's accepting any race challenges tonight.
Fair enough.
Freeman City. It's the city of Freeman.
We could also sell a pearl if we needed to. Not that I'm saying we should, but we do have options.
Also, to
To
be
liquidate.
clear, I do want to say that Will's decision-making quota that he reached lasted for 3 minutes, just in case anyone was.
Hey,
keeping track.
I'm doing options right now, not decisions.
No, I'll make the decision. I'll say let's head to the docks where Alden can buy the party around.
All right, to the docks.
All right. As expected, maybe the advice people gave you did hold true. The smell gets increasingly worse as you move towards the docks. You see the average. The docks are not where the well-off people go. We'll put it that way. If there are slums, this is where they would be. You see some people who probably don't have the same livelihood and means as other people you've seen in the city. You've seen the number of those types of people increase as you move towards the docks. Someone make a streetwise equivalent. What is
survival? There's not a street survival though.
Well, no. I can have you make an int survival. That's a thing 5e says is encouraged. That might be what I do.
A what survival?
It's survival, but with intelligence instead of wisdom.
Gotcha.
The most pointless mechanic they created in 5e. That precisely like nothing they've written has ever suggested that you make a check other than the stat it's normally associated with. Like no module I've read has said to leverage that feature.
I guess you could use insight. It's still a wisdom check, but that you could be in streetwise.
Yeah,
insightful.
This does seem like insight.
Okay, I'm good at that.
Insight seems like common sense, right?
Yeah.
13.
I should have told you to wait.
I should have done it with inspiration. Gotta spend that. Gotta spend inspiration to make inspiration.
How do you roll in the tower? Do you guys have an icon? Is that a
Yes, we do.
That's what.
Yep.
Okay. I don't see that on my screen, so I couldn't quite remember the mechanic that existed for you. Can you roll 2d6 into the tower, please?
Yes.
Pick up d6 and you right click, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, my right click is broken, so it jumped to 3. I'm mad. There it goes.
Wait, are we all doing it, or was this just for Alden?
Just for Alden?
I was just practicing. Come on.
That's fine. I just wasn't sure.
No, you're fine, Sean. Alex, if you were trying to, you failed. I did not see a roll for
No,
you.
I didn't.
Okay.
I was just asking out loud so I could confirm how it works.
All right. So Alden, you make a wrong turn. You stumble off of the beaten path and end up in a clearly undesirable alley. But you catch your mistake pretty quickly and you pull yourself out. You saw some people inside the alley, but you pulled back fast enough that they didn't notice you.
Okay. Was there anyone else in trouble?
Well, you pulled out real quick, so if you want to try to figure that out, you'll have to stick your nose back in and see what was going on.
I'm not going to stick my nose back in.
It certainly didn't look like on the up and up.
Oh, damn. Hey guys, there might be something not on the up and up going on in that alley.
Well said. Well, that's an interesting question. Is it our mission to interfere here? What does the group think? I'll turn this one over. Let me get some opinions here.
Rogar.
Simon? Oh, go Rogar.
Rogar would probably...
We'll go in order.
Rogar would probably peek in.
Okay. Let's go and peek in and find out more.
And
Rogar.
should I make a perception roll into the tower? Or
you don't need to roll into the tower. Yes, make a perception and do it at advantage.
okay. Advantage perception. No.
There's some sort of transaction going on. You see a militiaman handing something over to a guy who's in some pretty worn and beaten clothes. They've got various holes and tears in them, and it's been patched up. Almost more patches are left of this clothes than there are its original state. There's some sort of transaction taking place. You see the guard extend a small bag and receive a small bag in return and stuff it somewhere inside his uniform.
Okay. Rogar doesn't see anything that looks like there's unwilling participants in this, so he's not concerned, and relays that information to the group.
All right. Simon, you cool with that?
Yep.
Kamisha, you cool with that?
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry,
let's keep
real
going.
quick. I won't keep us here, but what exactly was the other group? There's like city guards, and then
Some guy in really tattered clothing.
okay, all right, well,
Everybody got to make a living.
interesting. Strange things are afoot at the Circle Freeman. I got nothing. Moving on.
Aside from that, you do manage to find your way to the docks. God, you've never seen an ocean before, I don't think.
No,
so,
we lived in a little cave all our lives. Oh man,
Yeah.
it's the ocean.
where's my anime "It's the Ocean" montage of just characters yelling about the ocean?
Yeah. Anime characters live in Japan too. They be overreacted and shit.
Right? I'm pretty sure any single spot is like an hour from the ocean. But,
Right.
So yeah, it might be overwhelming depending on how sheltered you consider your characters to be, or how much you're affected by that sort of like overwhelming openness of nature or whatever.
Splendor.
Komistri?
I think I would be like in awe.
Probably a little slack-jawed too.
Rogar is whelmed.
Whelmed?
I'm not going to say I'm the entire way overwhelmed, but I'm definitely whelmed.
So whelmed, man. So whelmed.
Significant amount of whelming happening here.
There are feelings being felt.
Yeah. That seems right.
Ooh. So yeah, you said splendor, but it depends on what angle you're looking at. As you can imagine, dock workers and piles of fish and rotting fish in a corner that got pulled out of, that fell out of the wagon that was moving them around. Not super splendorous. So like I said, it depends on what angle you're looking out at. But you see any number of buildings, and it's not. At this point, you can find your way to a tavern without too much issue. But there's still plenty of traffic, so you have to make sure you stay out of the way of any moving wagons and so on.
Damn, if you think about it, just us being teleported into an open field in the first adventure would have been mind blown. You know what I mean? I don't know if we commented on it at the time.
There are some pretty large expanses inside.
Yeah, but there's no horizon.
And
Very-
the sky.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sky, right? That's a good point. Yeah, that would have been... Yeah, alright, I'm retconning that. That was also awe-inspiring. Awe was inspired that day.
We use a story.
Now, yeah, I use a story point to be inspired by the awe.
Retroactively.
Yes.
We're at docks. Is there a shoreline that we could walk to?
It won't be convenient, but
Probably
you
not,
could.
right? Because docks typically go out into the ocean where it's deep enough for boats to still be. So we're probably standing on a boardwalk, right? Like a bunch of planks and...
Yeah. So I guess on my to-do list for the day is to put my feet in the water.
Yeah, find a beach.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
To do item archived.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, ocean aside, I guess it's time to drink up. I'll drink to that.
All right, let's drink.
All right. So as you can imagine, this area of the docks mostly staffed by like large, muscular men, people who have moving huge amounts of goods, gigantic crates. There's some basic lifting apparatuses. What's the word I'm looking for? Like simple cranes and so on, made out of wood and rope.
Yeah.
So accordingly, for who staffs most of the work at the docks, the staff of the tavern are chosen appropriately. You're served by women who are, stereotypically just trying to get tips whatever way they can. Not whatever way, but
Let's be clear, they are not hookers.
Yes, yeah. If I didn't say anything, I know it was going to move in that direction. But you get told by some, the tavern's pretty busy, so you get told to be seated in not super nice terms, but someone does come around in pretty quick order to take your orders and also your money. So I believe Leon said he was buying around for every,
Well, it's not my money.
Yeah, that's what I was about to point out.
I said it in plain terms. I said we can go there and all they can buy everyone around. Straightforward.
So we should ask, like, how much would a round of decent ale, as well as a plate of some small, small food, like little piece of meat, nuts, cheese, bread, cost?
Yeah. Someone want to check the player's handbook for the cheapest alcohol you can buy?
Breadboard.
Just like coppers and silver. It's usually pretty cheap.
Yeah. You can probably
back on this one.
If you're down with spending the whole gold piece, you can definitely buy snacks and alcohol for the whole party.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to do that without spending all of the gold piece.
We're going to be really stingy with this singular gold piece.
Well, we might need more, guys.
Yeah.
We've only been here for less than an hour or two.
Rogar does not want anything to drink. Anyway.
Listen, we've got some chump change, I think is the best way to handle this.
So it looks like a gallon of ale, which should be more than enough, is 2 silver pieces.
A gallon for how many people are you? People is also debatable.
Oh yeah. Oh man, don't let Simon drink. I feel like that can only be bad.
I feel like a gallon
definitely drinking.
A gallon is surely enough for all of us. Then a loaf of bread. We can get 2 loaves of bread. That'd be 4 copper pieces. 2 hunks of cheese. That'd be 2 silver.
All right, I know Ben doesn't want to micromanage the amount of money that
that's
the
why I
party
will.
has. So
I'll do it. I'll tally it up and figure out what we have left. But yeah,
can we just say we have like some money for a small amount of food? We don't have a lot of money on us, but we just have like
you can get a round of both for everyone for 5 silver pieces, so you have half the gold piece left.
There we go. All right, fine.
Good grief! You haggled the GM down.
Well, I need money for bribing for info later, so you are all welcome.
Yeah. A gallon is 8 pints, so that's also like twice what we would need realistically. But you guys are getting drunk, I guess.
We can buy for people in the bar. That's how they spill information. Come
You
on.
also got to throw in a tip.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, you got a tip.
You guys are gonna throw out that gold so quick. What would you do with that?
Make a wisdom save, Alden.
Uh-oh. Oh, I see what you're trying to do.
I did tell you how the barmaids and such try to.
Fuck.
Yeah, so I think you end up tipping a little bit too much. You're confronted with situations you haven't seen before.
Oh God, what does that mean?
Damn, the next is kind of like.
I feel like I know what that
sheltered
means.
though.
Okay. You're succumbing to the allures of the busty waitresses. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And you're a little bit distracted, and you lose track of your silver pieces as change is broken out for you.
Makes sense to me.
You weren't tricked, mind you. You just your priorities were different for a moment.
It happens.
This is why I should play female characters more often, so this can't happen. Well, heterosexual female characters.
But
well,
your barmaid or your waitress is happy to chat you up, especially with your generous tip. What kind of questions would you ask?
I'm sure my friends would help me with some questions. No.
You got something caught in your throat there. It sounds like.
Yeah. Maybe expand that query to be your party members may help you.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Was that taken a different way?
Yeah, you said friends.
Oh.
Woo!
Damn.
God, the ultimate
I got burned.
layup.
Got burned.
We're new. Okay, here's the story. We're what did we say last time, that we were like travelers, and we're new in this area. Are we looking for work to help people out, or are we? I guess we should say we're looking for. I don't know. How do you say like mysterious ancient obelisks of unknown power? Like how do you get onto that kind of conversation? I don't think you just bring that up.
Well, I guess
so. The waitress says, "Y'all are rat catchers, then, eh?" I understand.
I have a very confused look on my face.
Tell us more about these rats. Leon,
well, I see y'all are clearly not dock workers, and I see you've got your weapons with you and so on. So usually things that need a little roughing up, problems you can solve with weapons. That's what rat catchers do.
Yes. In our days as travelers, we have indeed caught a few rats, as you say. Ho ho. Leon's.
You can't call somebody
he's
that.
catching on too.
Okay,
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
I mean,
yeah.
Yes.
Leon seems to be catching on. He's getting it.
We probably would want to just like generally know how the city works. Is there a government? Is there a mayor? Is it, who's in power? Is it mainly just military? But
what's the best way to get their good graces?
Rogar would certainly be too intimidated to say or think anything like that. So,
so in that case, I would say maybe I would ask, pray tell, where would rat catchers such as ourselves inquire further about such jobs? Word for jobs.
Yeah, you guys asked a bunch of questions, and most of what I heard was pretty relevant. So as I recall your questions, odd jobs and stuff of rat catcher disposition, you'd go through the militia for. Regulating is overstating it. That's Ben's
regulators.
Yeah, but that kind of stuff is more managed by the militia to make sure it doesn't get out of hand and all that. Mm-hmm. There is a city council that does not seem to do a whole lot. They kind of just do the bidding of the clerics and the militia. Mm-hmm. So getting in the good graces of powers that be in this town is going to be through the clerics or the militia.
Okay, I was going to ask what's the fastest way to get renown, and you kind of just told us that.
Right. What manner of clerics might this town play host to? Your fair city, etc. Being very polite.
Yeah, was conclave the right word? Clave. Sounds more like...
I think
more... Nope, conclave, literally first search is papal. Okay. Yeah, there's a paladin's conclave here. Outside the town, there are a number of undead nasties, and the paladins here continue to gain influence because of the many travelers that come to the city. The paladins have healing magics, are able to cure diseases that come from faraway lands, and also are excellent at containing incursions by the undead creatures. They often like harry the citizens in the villages and the grasslands outside of town. and sometimes stumble their way onto the merchants' paths and the like.
Where do they come from?
The undead? Nobody knows, but there's a forest to the east of the grasslands that is generally avoided. Undead activity seems to be higher in that direction. So it seems they spill over from that forest, and also people have said that the deep desert is haunted.
And what direction is the deep desert?
To the west.
Haunted
Both
by
sides.
what?
It's hard to say. Haunted by all manner of things. If you believe the guards that come back from there, sometimes the guards that are stationed to patrol areas near the desert end up stepping a bit too far into it, and sometimes come back with heat stroke. And with the various tales that come back from those soldiers, it's hard to say for certain what it really is. Sometimes their stories don't make any sense. Sometimes they say they've seen visions of dead men, and so on. Were there any open questions that I missed entirely?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Another round?
Which way is the just for our? Sorry, you said a cardinal direction and it lit up.
Forest to the east,
Yeah.
desert to the west.
Okay, so if we're next to a large body of water and ocean, is that north or south?
South.
Just fixing a mental map in my head.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
I
would
had-
love.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say we would love another round. However, I think we've got to do some work before we could afford it.
She pouts.
Well, shall we move on? Is there more you guys want to do here in the bar? You want to try to chat up somebody else? I feel like we got good info from. I forgot
Your
her
new
name.
best friend.
Yeah.
I don't know if we were given a name. I don't think that it's.
Probably Tracy again. Statistically speaking, it seems likely.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot we named one of our bartenders by my real bartender. That's so nice.
Are you? You did it, and you're like, wow, what a nice gesture. Whoever did that, just such a generous gentleman right there.
I've got to tell her that next time I go to that bar.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Are you gonna tell her that?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, I named a fictional bartender. I think of you primarily by your job. That is all you are to me. That's your entire identity. Good luck, Will.
That literally is her entire existence to me. I've never seen her outside of the bar.
It's probably not a nice thing to say. I don't know.
I mean, people only think of me as their doctor when they see me.
Yeah,
Yes.
but how would you feel if a patient came in and was like, "Hey, Dr. Barry, I use you in my D&D game."
Well,
As a doctor,
Will
I'd be like,
honored.
"That's so
Let's see.
awesome."
Yeah, this is
Are you
the
kidding?
this is the crux
I
of
love
the
that.
problem here. Like, we're not gonna.
Yeah.
Unless she's super into D&D, she is gonna be creeped out.
She might be. I guess I can figure that out first.
I think let's take Jackie's opinion on it.
She doesn't know my bartender like I know my
Expert in
bartender.
the field.
Okay, so moving back into the game. Okay, so do we want to go to the notice board, see like reasonable jobs to like get our foot in the door, or do we want to try to check out the clerics / paladins conclave? And
Well, last time we ran into suspicious undead, it was the work of the Discordant, right? Or the Discordants.
I can't remember what clue we found when we went to.
There was like
basement
a
down there.
city full of not violent skeletons, right? They were just wandering around being skeletons, as one does. And then, like, Sure Step was like, yeah, man, that's the Discordants, they did that. I think. Is this right?
Oh, they did it. That was the issue, wasn't that? Yeah.
You are correct until you connected those two things. I don't know that you really established that part.
What? Wait, which two things? Sure.
The undead and the discordant.
What? I thought the town was filled with... So you're telling me the Discordant came through and ruined the city, and then...
No, I don't think those two things were related.
Oh, well then what did the Discordant do? Hold on, now
okay, so the subtext was, I think Surestep just found that person disagreeable, and kept their insignia for reference to, like, research on his own.
Which
It's like, hey, I found a meddler in my territory that I didn't like the look of. You better make sure you're not like those people.
There was discordance in his area, but his turf also happens to coincidentally contain like a place where a great evil happened upon it.
Yeah, I don't know. Great might be overstating it a little bit. It wasn't like
a mild evil. A mild evil visited the land.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if an entire town got turned into skeletons, that's not minor. Moderate?
Yeah, moderate evil. I think we've all agreed on a moderate evil.
It was a small village, not really a city.
Oh, that makes it okay then.
Yeah, Ben, what are you saying?
I'm just saying a couple dozen villagers, not that significant in the grand scheme of things.
All right.
And yeah, I definitely think that investigating, the undead threats either from the forest or the haunted desert are definitely important at some point. But do we really think, like, show up to the city, go trounce into there before we have any intel is our best course of option?
Probably not.
So.
Or maybe I was right by accident and Ben is trying to throw me off the scent.
Or we could check out the job board and see if there's something minor but related to those things.
Hey Ben, what's on the job board?
Alright, you return to the job board. You still can't read it. But what is easy enough to parse is there's a crude drawing of an orc with... what is it called to remove someone's ears? There's like a crude blood spray, and do you know what orcs are? You probably know what orcs are. I think you've studied some things like that.
My understanding is that anything that's like standard D&D stuff is known to us.
Yeah, that probably tracks.
Yeah.
So on this sign, then, there's a crude drawing of an orc with its ears removed with like a blood spray. And then there's a symbol of like a fist holding a bulging sack.
Is there a number?
No.
What? I hate this sign. It sucks.
There's... yeah, nope, there's no sign. Or no number, rather.
So, in my lengthy studies of linguistics and pictography, I think it's telling us...
guess... No, go ahead.
that we can sell orc ears for cash.
Yeah.
You may be onto something here.
There's a bounty on orcs, and the way we prove we killed them is with ears.
I thought we were hunting for, like, Deaf Gruznok, the notorious orc warlord.
I thought it was like sheep, where you harvest the ears, wait for them to grow back, and then get more later. Well, but for sheep it's wool, but for orcs it's ears, right?
Oh, I was so confused. I was like, wait. So when I get an elephant ear at the carnival, you're telling me?
I also feel like it'd be relatively easy to chop off some ears and not actually kill the orc, and then cash it. But that sounds mean.
I would love to see you try that.
Mean. It's maybe an understatement.
Well,
I mean, easier to get an ear than to kill an orc, right?
I mean, it's probably easiest to get the ear after you've killed the orc.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta be pretty damn skilled to like just cut off the ears and pick them up without getting killed.
Uh-huh.
And even if we haven't killed it, we have crippled it in a way that makes it less threatening to the town. So ultimately, it's still towards its goals, even if we haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any, is there any information on the flyer about like who we contact about it, or where we would go with the ears to cash in?
Not that we can read.
Well,
Not that we can.
I like this
But-
angle, Ben.
we know that the board is regulated by the militia, so I'm sure that, any guard that we spoke to, if we said, hey, we have the orc ears, where do we go to claim the bounty, could probably direct us. But that doesn't tell us where the orcs are, which also
Sean,
we
quit
could
piecing
probably...
together all the logical components that add up into a clear answer for us.
Rogar is, he's wise, but slow of speech. So that is in my character sheet, to be clear.
I see.
But right now I'm being more clever than wise, which is not in character.
Alright.
Are there any flyers that look like we could take?
No, it's not like a what do they call the thing where you can tear off like the piece of the flyer for the contact info and stuff? There's none of that. Tearaway something or other.
That sounds right. I think Tearaway was a
Can
PS3 exclusive.
Is there a lot of writing on the orc sign? Or
There's none.
Oh, there's none. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just called tearaway flyers. Neat. Or tear off flyers, maybe. What?
Don't worry about it. I'll explain later.
Okay. I can't wait.
I'm mumbling to myself. There's a game called Tearaway. Okay. Real quick, my brother has shown up for a surprise visit, and I need to go let him into my apartment building. I will momentarily return. It's weird, I know. I didn't expect it either.
Alright,
Keep talking. We got plans. I like orc ears.
I was gonna say, bathroom drink break.
Yeah, sounds good.
Here.
You breaking into the government there?
Yee. With like 30 characters.
Hey, based on everything I've seen, that's all it takes. If you just hold the control button down and type the entire word password, that's actually a universal password for anything. So.
Damn, all I was missing was the modifier key. I didn't know.
Yep, I know. Who would have thunk it?
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
I think maybe I heard Will, Jackie, Kyle.
Yep, I'm here. I don't know if Jackie's available or not. I hear her washing her hands.
Speaking of
Okay.
washing your hands,
Just a
everyone's
moment.
still practicing good COVID habits.
Of
I
course.
open all my Amazon boxes, remove the dump the contents out, throw the boxes away, and then go wash my hands. No
enough.
chances.
I've been ordering food too much, honestly. I'm risking out here. It's not smart. Don't do what I do. Don't gamble at all. On some China King 2.
Too good for the original China King, huh?
Listen, if the original China King had Kung Pao chicken like China King 2, I'd be there in a heartbeat.
I have yet to find Chinese that's convenient to access from Fountain Square, and I'm kind of upset about it.
I was flabbergasted that there was no... When I was in Cincinnati, I could not get, traditional, American Chinese delivered to my place.
Right?
Like, you get fancy, you get some sushi on Grubhub, or, get some Korean, a stone bowl delivered to you, or whatever.
Damn, Korean.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's tight, it's expensive, but, can I also just get, my General Tso's or whatever? The only Chinese place near me was Double Dragon, and they did not deliver. It's, the one joint I've ever seen that doesn't deliver.
Yeah, no, the place by me, I think the closest Chinese place to me also doesn't deliver. I've been here for 4 years now, I think, or 3. And I think I've gotten a Chinese flyer posted on my door once, and I probably threw it away, assuming that I would get more. But maybe that's just way more a apartment thing where I get those flyers on the regular.
Right. Yeah,
It also may just be out of territory or convenience.
When I first moved back into this apartment, I ordered China King 2, and they were like, hey, the dude tried to hand me a stack of 30 China King 2 menus, and he's like, hey, you want to put these by the door inside so the other people in the building can get them? And I look over and there's already 30 there. I was like, oh man, we got a stack, bro. And he's like, oh, that's all good, and he puts some there anyways.
I love it. We got to do a movie night just so that I have an excuse to get some Chinese or something.
Oh, I would love that actually. Yeah, bring a mask.
All right, I'll put a to-do item next to your.
Okay. Meanwhile.
Meanwhile.
All right, so what's next?
So we could ask around for more information on where the orcs typically are, or we could go check out the clerics area since they're the other big political power and see if maybe they have any like undead cleaning up jobs. Rover
Strictly
has the strong
speaking, I would
opinions.
like to do that one with the clerics, because there's no way really for us to know that like is this like there's orcs terrorizing town, or is this like let's just go clear out some orcs so we can go like colonize the forest or whatever? Because not because like I'm trying to like root out imperialism wherever it exists, but more so that like we have a mission here, and I don't know if that's directly related. So it's at least worth investigating the other avenue if that's an option for us.
Sounds good.
I also like to divide and conquer because I want to go to the Mage's Guild at some point and figure out if there's any magic-related odd jobs or ways for me to potentially have some type of experience or time with a new magical item. I'm always about new magic items.
Are you?
He stays on brand.
Right? Yeah. Whoa, that's wild. Okay. That seems fair. How might we go about? Do we follow like robed people until they lead us to a church or something? I assume that was my plan. It always works in
I feel like we could probably
Assassin's
ask.
Creed. They're always just walking. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I wish to worship. Where might I go?
Yep, that sounds pretty easy.
Okay, not so much on the churchy side. The paladins are they're very I don't know. You can find directions to their conclave pretty easily. Similar to the militia, their armor is like gleaming. They're visibly armed. It seems like they're partially influential in the city just because of their power and obviously some of the utility. But they're not like stereotypically concerned with worship of their deity or whatever. So they lean more towards like paladins as opposed to clerics in worship.
Okay, that makes sense. So like swinging one instruments around.
No,
What?
The paladins have like longswords, or no, not longswords.
Oh, I thought it was like a hammer class. I mean, I'm a paladin. I don't use a hammer, but I thought it was just the exception. You know?
No, I think it's just regular clerics, and I think they dropped that in 5e. Either that or they just have clerics, the ones that are associated with like maces and flails.
Gotcha. Okay, I understand now.
You're using a great axe yourself. You're not. Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I thought I was just being unique.
I don't know. I'm super invested in like paladins with pole arms because it's so good in 5e. So I'm incapable of like thinking of another model, at least with my knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah. Fair enough. Whatever. Anyways. Sorry, so are we finding our way there?
Yeah. Just that's what you see on their approach, and you can get a little background detail based on some things you were saying from people you talked to along your way.
Yep. Makes sense to me.
Let's see. Trying to imagine what your party looks like together, just based on like your visible equipment and any other accessories and stuff you've got on.
It is also important to note at this point, did we split up or no? And if we did, who went where?
Good question.
Because if we split up, then I would probably go with Alden to see if I can keep him from running his mouth too much.
Rude. Yeah, I was definitely gonna split up. So then I guess that means Rogar's with me. Going to the Mage's Guild. Anybody else coming?
Can you guys just drop that arrangement in general so that I can read it and parse it better?
Alright, Leon will be headed towards the clerics / aka paladins.
I want to go whichever direction I think is more likely
I guess we're
to go
over there.
past a library or a bookstore type deal.
Ooh, literacy is not a priority in this city. I wonder what's available here.
Interesting question.
Definitely more blue collar here.
I mean, really, I'm anything with writing in it. I want to try to figure out what their written system is so that I can start reading mine.
That could be mages or clerics, I guess, depending on what those. So what exactly? The clerics are just like. They're not. I'm picturing the wrong kinds of because if they're more paladin-y and they're swinging around your pole arms, then
they're more like that.
Then they're probably just here to like defend against the undead. So maybe the mages would have some
like
books,
magic books or something.
some scrolls. Mages always have scrolls. They're always covered in them. They're always using them up and forgetting what the spells are and shit. I know mages.
Boy, you said covered in scrolls, and I'm picturing something very different than what I think you intended. Oh, okay, you guys wrote it down in FantasyGrounds chat. I see now.
Yeah. I was going to type in general as you requested, but...
This is fine, too.
Oh, see, I heard in general, like literally, not...
not general chat
yeah.
channel.
Can you write it down in general?
Can you write it down in general? Like, what our general groups are doing generally?
Yeah. This is fine. This is functional. All right. Let's see. Ooh. What about that foot bath that was on Comistry's list?
We already leave.
It's not too far to go back.
Between
these various things, as you guys split up, you certainly have time for that.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to like drag my. I was gonna say classmates, but that's
not totally accurate.
Yeah, I don't want to drag anybody with me, so I might get later today.
I get you.
All right, Alden and wait, Simon and Leon. Okay.
Yes, it's me.
Simon and Leon. What does Simon look like? What is he wearing?
Robes, I think.
Robes.
Like plain.
You guys are probably the most respectable pair who have gone along this way, I think.
Simon does look really weird, though. Like, as a person.
Yeah, but you're not wearing something that the paladins would categorically react adversely to.
Fair enough.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, you guys can head to the Paladins Conclave. They've got a large temple. They've got a reflecting pond out front. The grounds are managed like immaculately. Based on how you've wandered through the city, it looks like basically they've got a very well kept lawn, and that seems like it would be very difficult with the infrastructure you've seen in the city. Also, they are clearly trying to project a very clean image here. You're not turned away at the door. So assuming you can make contact with someone outside or a guard or whatever, what are you looking for? It's not strictly like polearms and stuff. Like I mentioned, you see some diversity in arms and armament, especially with the paladins that are out on guard versus performing other tasks around. But assuming you can make contact with a guard, what do you ask about?
Well, I guess I would relate that we've heard tell of strange stories, bizarre creatures, maybe. And as travelers, we're used to helping people out of dire situations. That's what we do. And we were told that this chapter, what do you call it? A conclave?
Yeah.
Conclave.
That's not written in stone yet.
Okay, well this chapter of clerics seems to be aware of some mediocre evil in the area.
Mediocre
Leon
is an
says,
interesting choice of words.
Leon says it just like that.
Yeah, but listen, we've got all kinds of levels of evil that we can't agree on, so I'm trying not to overshoot it this time.
Let's see. He at one point with what you're describing, he wrinkles his nose a little bit and says, "If you guys are rat catchers, you might be on the wrong place." But kind of picks up where you were going later, like angling for like the good, protecting people kind of angle.
Yeah.
So maybe keep that part a little bit quiet. But certainly there are undead threats that threaten the well-being of the city and its nearby villages.
Leon's like shocked, like his jaw drops. No.
By what?
Undead. Wow, that's crazy. You know, he's taken aback, even though he came here specifically to ask about it.
It does seem a bit
jarring. You just want to gas people up a little bit, right?
Oh, that sounds like some deception.
No, it's not deception. He's just naive.
You're just okay. I couldn't tell if it was genuine or you were trying to.
It's genuine. It's genuine.
Okay. I guess I'm not sure about Leon's personal like motivations and concerns, like what offends his morality and things like that.
Listen, it was just rumors that we heard about, but now here they are. They're like, yeah, they're straight up undead, and I'm like, yo. All right, well, I've dealt with skeletons before. They didn't attack me, but like I was around them. I wasn't even like afraid much, so think we can help each other out.
Well, certainly the world always needs more people able to do good for it.
Oh, I agree.
What is it that you think we could help you with?
Well, I would tell this guy that actually, in my travels, I've come across other incidents that may or may not be related. To you know, there might be more than one thing going on around here. Trying to get to the bottom of this matter.
Alex, you're a treasure.
Thank you. Got treasures in my mind, but couldn't open up my own vault. Anyway.
No.
Well, certainly, we believe there's some sort of undead stronghold in the outskirts of the desert, and we've heard reports lately of increased undead activity, making life difficult for some nomads, but also for villagers that are living outside the town.
Yeah.
Setting up. The chapter has been talking for a while about setting up an expedition to try to purify it, but the gears on that are moving kind of slowly for some reason.
They're trying to set up a
like a crusade, but not quite. I don't know.
Like they want like a forward operating base.
No, I think they just want to go steamroll it. Basically.
Okay. I thought they were trying to like set up a location. Gotcha.
They're gonna trogdor burninate that shit.
Oh, the Burninator strikes again. All right.
If you think about it as maybe consider that most of the foot soldiers, for lack of a better word, are just like first level paladins against undead. That's real effective, right? Especially compared to even just another first level person of another class, but also people who don't have any exceptional abilities at all. So organizing that kind of thing is dangerous for most of the participants, so it needs to be well organized and well prepared.
That's a good point. Well, I think I could, I have a group of compatriots, and we could, at the very least, help investigate the matter more deeply if you, let us know where we can help.
Well, certainly. I know we would consider it a great favor if you were able to tell us more about what's going on in that base of power. Why the activity has increased recently. We know where it is, but like I said, it takes time to prepare. Well, I'm gonna have to come up with a good word for this, like burn a nation crusade. Just go like exterminate this undead stronghold. I'm gonna need to come up with something for that.
It'd just be an operation, I guess. That might be too clinical.
Yeah, it's definitely an operation, but that is indeed too clinical.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing more about what's going on in that place would certainly help speed our preparations.
Well then, and I would like to know more about what's going on there myself. Sounds like we are in business.
Alright, this individual introduces themselves to you. He's pretty much just a regular foot soldier, but has like the close ear of his immediate commanding officer. Mm-hmm. So he's a little bit of a do-gooder, maybe. He'll give you some information about how to get to this particular stronghold, some like landmarks and stuff that you can use, safe routes and so on, that you could use to go check it out.
Okay, that seems like a good start. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Screen wipe.
Screen wipe, exactly.
Alden and Rogar. And Komis. I think you guys do get turned away at the door. So you make
the list like, yep, nope.
So you guys make your way to call it. It's not a quarter. It's just like God. I don't even know what to call it. The mages just have their own little there are walls separating various sections of the city, and the mages have their own walled-off segment, and there's like this massive marble structure that's lit brightly. There's like a bunch of... Will, you're echoing a little bit. A bunch of fancy lighting. Okay.
I wasn't hearing it.
I am. No?
I heard it a little.
Oh, well now Will was super quiet for me, so...
Yeah, same here. Anyway.
Maybe my volume's too low, sorry. Go on.
So yeah, the mages have their own little segment carved out. Very, very ornately decorated structure, clearly constructed by magic. There's like impossible architecture. Normally you'd see like arches and stuff to support load-bearing walls, and there's clearly no sign of that. It's a little off the wall, maybe a little eclectic, maybe. And also of note, there seems to be no way to access this structure. There's one person standing outside on this little outcropping, and there's a giant gap. There's like not a moat, but without water, I guess. There's just like this large chasm dug into the ground, separating this little outcropping from the structure itself. So yeah, Alden and Rogar and Komistri, you see one person standing next to this little outcropping and the Mages Guild beyond, but no obvious means of accessing it.
Hello, sir?
Yeah, wait. Hello, what can I do for you?
Hi. We're travelers. We're hoping...
You're cutting out and you're pretty quiet.
Try there, Will. Yeah, you're like a mile away from the mic.
Personal head...
What?
No. Do you have like a wireless headset that just died on you or something? And it switched to...
Let me just try to use my phone. Is that
Whoa.
better?
Yeah, this is much better.
I can't hear you guys as well when I just use my phone. Oh well. So we are travelers of sorts, and we're hoping to speak to the local Mages Guild. Some of us specialized in more magical concerns and wanted to offer any services and just kind of converse with the local experts on magic.
I see. Well, we need you. Normally, we only allow admission to mages that are part of the association. This isn't really a public access facility.
Fair enough. I can understand that if there's no way to make an exception. Though I would still love to talk to someone. If not, if I can't have entry, if I could leave a message to you and perhaps meet someone outside of the guild.
Well, what kind of magic do you specialize in?
You know, I wouldn't say there's one type that I specialize in. I'm pretty skilled in researching arcana, and I am an artificer myself. I create magical items when I have the time and resources. So I call myself a kind of a jack of all trades, if you will.
You see some visible confusion on his face when you mention your item crafting and other abilities. So that's not a branch of magic I'm familiar with. I've never heard of such a thing.
I mean, have you ever used a magic item? Someone has to. I presume he's going to say yes before he answers and say someone's got to make them, and that someone is me.
I don't understand. The knowledge has been lost for a long time. We have some such artifacts we use in our training, but
The plot thickens.
they're guarded quite tightly.
I take off my goggles of night and show him. I've crafted at least 4 sets of these on my own.
Are you? In what manner are you like handing them out to him? Like he reaches out and says, "May I?"
Are you still there? Did I lose you?
Probably. Are we together now?
Hello?
Okay, rip Will.
Well,
Hello?
Yeah, we can.
Hey, Jackie? Oh, okay. Cool. It's not me.
What?
What?
Jackie, quit lying! Jackie!
So I guess Jackie can't hear us too.
Oh, Jackie's muted her microphone. That's why you couldn't hear her.
Jackie, out here lying on me, telling tales!
So, Will, can you hear us?
Yes. Now
Okay, now you can hear us. We were talking to you, and then you
we
said,
heard
"Okay,
everything from you.
yeah," including the part where everyone could hear us, and you said it was on our end.
So you cut off. I said I made these goggles of night, and then you had like 2 words in, and then cut off for me.
I see. So, in what capacity do you hand them out to him? Are you just like showing them off, or are you handing them to him to try on?
It's an outstretched open hand. If he chooses to take them from my hand to look at them, that's fine.
All right. No, he'll take them and try them on, and he gasps audibly when he puts them on. It's like, well, I don't know what to say. Clearly, I apologize for any offense I may have caused. You are clearly a spellcaster of some renown, and I apologize for my ignorance. I do not know who you are.
We're all here to learn. No harm taken.
What is your name, sir, so that I may relieve my ignorance? I am sure that someone of your skill will have no issue receiving membership into the association.
The name's Alden Arkenstone.
Alden, I will submit your application myself, and I will attend to it. It takes some time, but I will see to it that we make sure that we can offer you everything we can.
Okay, fair enough. I suppose until that passes, I'll see you at some other time. What was your name, by the way?
You get his name.
Cool.
Checkmate.
All right, so I got two names. The do-gooder,
The do-gooder.
and the do-gooder paladin, and also the mage guy on duty, I guess. And there goes Will again.
We
Yeah, we
hardly.
can't hear you again.
He's
He's
not-
typing in the Discord, yeah.
Yeah.
He's back.
Well, I think I'm done here. Did Rogar or Kamish, you have anything to say?
Nope.
Nope.
Nothing for the mages.
Yeah. After that exchange,
Good.
Rogar pats Alden on the shoulder and says, "You done good, kid."
He uses both hands to remove the goggles and respectfully bows his head and hands them back to you.
Cool. Part of me wants to say, you know what, keep them, but I don't have an extra set, so I'm not going to do that.
Well, apparently you're the coolest thing since sliced bread, Will.
Yeah.
Apparently. Who knew? I feel like it's such a common group of people in the Nexus, I didn't realize exactly how rare it was up here.
Well, yeah, we don't know much about up here. What's rare, what's not.
Mm-hmm.
Timely
So-
reminder of that.
So I assume you guys reconvene at this point?
Yeah. At that place we said we'd meet up.
Yeah. That
Okay,
Yes.
so you meet up in the sewers under the town.
I spent a story point to meet up somewhere nicer. Uh,
Oh man, going into the negatives, I like it.
You know, I don't see anything tracking story points, so I'm pretty sure we have unlimited.
Just pile up, it's crazy. Yeah, we meet back up. And I guess we quickly catch each other up.
Okay, you do so.
Well, I guess we should just make plans to go somewhere. Investigating the undead near or in or something, the desert. Sounds like a promising... Well, it sounds like a more promising lead than just checking out orcs. But then again, our last lead was just following gnomes around until one of them turned out to be incredibly evil. So, who am I to judge, right?
Gnolls, not gnomes. But
Yeah, that's what I said.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the
What
undead.
direction the orcs are?
We have not determined anything about that, but I would agree that the undead threat intel gathering seems more promising. In your talks with the paladin, and he told you which way to go. About how far away is it?
A achievable distance away.
Excellent. My favorite type of distance.
Favorite type of distance.
But yeah,
Is
so
this
I'm-
is this like a dangerous type desert, or is this like a?
No, it's on the outskirts. It's basically maybe an hour away from totally safe areas of the grasslands.
Okay, so we're not going deep into it necessarily. We're just actually what exactly? If we go do this, are we remind me because I'm already losing it.
Did you check the notes first?
No, I didn't. Sure didn't. Listen, did I already say I was up all night? Anyways, next question.
I mean,
Okay, so we know where the stronghold itself is. We don't know that there's somewhere to stop near it. There's not like a truck stop near it. that we are
you,
aware of.
you know that there's some village in the grasslands that you could probably.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and I think
Make a pit
that
stop.
I might have failed to include that he told us not just where it is, but how, like, the best way to get there and the safe routes we can take, which I assume would include stuff like that.
Correct.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah,
Just making sure.
That's included.
Making sure we're
by
not just like marching out there.
Yeah, that's included by my etc., which is not exactly clear.
No, that's fair. I should have filed that one away under etc. in my mind. Then I would have been able to cross-reference correctly with your notes. That's on me.
So I think on the way towards the desert, there are mountains to the north, far north of the city, and there is a inn called the Screeching Claw that is probably the closest home base, so to speak, that you could use for trying to check out that undead stronghold.
Yeah, if we had gold.
The what claw?
Screeching.
But we got no money to pay for a room.
What a conundrum.
Indeed.
So, do we want to make some money killing some orcs first before going on this expedition?
Yeah, if you insist, that makes sense.
If the
You know, if you're gonna bring logic into it,
Will, were you saying something?
sorry, I started yelling, and now I can't hear Will anymore.
Oh, I was just saying, let's go.
Andale, you said, andale.
Okay, we do probably want to talk to a guardsman about where orcs are known to be.
Yeah, that's true. We can just walk up and say, "Hey, we're gonna get us some orc ears, deep fried."
You want to eat them? That's your business. But the more you bring back and the bigger they are, the more
Bigger.
silver, the more gold you get. You can find orcs on the east side of the grasslands. They both seem to come from, but also avoid the necromancer's forest. So it seems like their aggression might come from expansion of the human settlements in the grasslands, but also affected by where the undead in the forest seem to be at any particular time.
Wait, so there's like a necromancer in the forest, but also an undead stronghold in the desert.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Also, I like you just saying the necromancer forest. Like, oh, that? Yeah, that's the necromancer forest. Yeah, I would go there after dark. Sorry, Will.
You just buried a lead. Like, oh yeah, it's the necromancer forest. Like, what?
Right? Like, wait a minute.
I don't remember if I had given you that detail yet, but in my notes when I gave you the directions, I specifically said Necromancer's Forest East.
Mhm.
So yeah, there are some tall tales, I guess. Kind of like what's the one with the witch that eats the kids?
Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah. So there are stories that the guards say their parents told them about why the forest has its name the way it does.
Yeah, we knew that there was undead activity in the forests, but not necromancer.
So probably orcs first.
Yeah. But now it sounds like we gotta hit this slim range where we go into the forest for some orcs, but we don't go too deep into the forest where, like, the, Frankenstein's monsters, abominations start showing up.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you know you've gone too far.
Feel kind of bad for the orcs. Kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, well, you guys are the ones hunting them. I didn't say we should.
You guys.
Y'all seem to be, I didn't say nothing about getting the orcs. Don't worry, until the changes come through, orcs are an unambiguously evil race in D&D, so we still got a couple months. But after that, those ears are worthless because it's like just fucking inhumane at that point.
Wait, really?
They're making some changes to D&D. It's a meta joke.
Uh-oh.
That's about what I had planned for today.
Seems like
so I will say that before the digression, which is that Wizards is coming around to the viewpoint that a lot of Forgotten Realms tropes, like drow are evil and orcs are evil, is problematic.
Well,
so
it's
I don't
the language they use. I wonder if they're gonna like completely change, like, oh, this group has a bad reputation or whatever. But a lot of shit just gets based on, like, what was the monsters we fought? Like the
Knolls?
I think they're in. No, well, maybe. I was gonna say the Yuan Ti or whatever that were in Tomb of Annihilation. Those are like specifically based on a bunch of like racist Asian stereotypes, or like, you know, the original versions were, and they haven't changed enough.
I haven't picked up on any like
I don't know
organizations of the Yuan Ti.
to 5e. I don't know. I just know that was like the origin of them. That's the source.
Yeah, like the Yustani, I think, in Curse of Strahd are way too much based off of gypsies, I believe. So that's one they specifically called out. Is like, we don't like that we kept that exactly the way it was.
Right.
I heard the Strahd, though, is kind of like allegorical for an entire time period of like France or something. So yeah, like every group there is based off of an actual group in real life because they realize the entire time period.
Yeah, I can totally see if you borrow something a little too closely that maybe.
Say, by the way, they're all evil. Then maybe you're like running afoul of a couple of decisions there.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Google keeps fucking recommending them to me. Blog articles people write about like orcs being evil in Forgotten Realms is problematic, and basically just like, by the way, you shouldn't just fight other sentient things ever, which I don't think I'm totally on board with. But I think the proximity to real things that they may be modeled off of is where there's probably some room for adjustment. Because the message of all the Forgotten Realms books with the drow is like, you can be different from the circumstances in which you're raised, which I don't find inherently problematic. That's probably actually a good message. But,
sure, yeah, that's the famous character, right?
Yeah, Drist.
Yeah, that guy.
Drizzt.
It's Drist, please.
There's no
Drizzy?
I after the two Z's. You gotta roll those Z's into that T, my friend.
I was gonna add something else. Shoot, what was it? I lost it.
I'm still stuck on Drizzt.
Drizzt is what the characters in the book that are unambiguously stupid call him. Like, it's a running, not quite joke in the series, but...
I mean, it's one of the first interactions he has when he leaves the Underdark as a kid who can't like understand his name.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I tried reading those books again, but the grandstanding moralizing is a little too overwhelming for like the sub themes.
Yeah, I skim if I ever reread. It's very much a skim.
I don't understand that reference, Alex, and I don't think I want
to. It's a band. It's just an old band.
Gotcha.
That's it. That's all I had.
Yeah, that's all I had too. Thanks for the game, everybody.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Good stuff. We're reacclimating.
Yeah, that was not bad.
Yeah, thank you.
Does anyone have a goofy schedule this week? Also, Sean, what were we saying?
I just thought that Will got interrupted, so I was inviting him to.
No, I didn't get interrupted, but talking about next week, I'm working all weekend from 7 to 7, so probably cannot play this weekend.
Nice. So I have 2 weeks to prep the thing.
Well, in the following week, Jackie and I are going to be visiting Indy, so we'll be traveling, so probably not able to play for that reason.
Oh.
We could maybe play Sunday. We can talk about it in the chat. as we think about our travel plans. So we're definitely off for this weekend, probably off for next weekend.
Yeah, and since that's two weekends away, we can definitely, keep
touch base again
closer.
in a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Good time,
Sounds
everybody.
Cool.
I can name 2 NPCs in 3 weeks.
I've seen you try, Ben.
Uh,
All right. See you guys.
I'm being bullied. Get out of here.
Yep, sure are. All right,
See
peace
ya.
out.